Hello, my name is Nimi Akinkugbe. I'm the CEO of Vestment Games, the African distributor of customized editions of Monopoly, and you're watching On the Money. One of my favorite sayings is that opportunity favors the prepared. And I truly believe that if you find what it is that you love to do and are passionate about it and focus on it, you'll find that opportunities in that sector will come your way. So I've been a banker for so many years, and I was trying to educate the public about financial management. In one of the institutions I worked on, we used to bring in our clients' children to teach them about money. And we used a board game just to play with them over the holidays and let them understand the importance of saving, of investing, of hard work. And when I left the bank, I had thought that I would create my own board game tailored to Nigeria. Absolute coincidence. I saw an edition of Monopoly that was not the famous London edition that we all grew up playing. So that's when I first realized that I could actually approach Hasbro and see if I could create editions for the African market. So that's really how I got into Monopoly, because I was looking at doing my own board game. Monopoly is one of the world's most famous personal finance games, so it seemed like the obvious thing to do. I approached them, I said, how can you not do Lagos? 22 million people, we need our own board game. That took a long time. Being prepared, I had a very strong business plan. I made sure I was ready to present and showed them the value of creating a Monopoly edition. You can't just go into a business and expect people to give it to you without having done your homework consistently and have a track record to show. So they were able to do that. And when I went back to them and said, look, since you've done just Morocco and South Africa, I'm doing Lagos, I would like to do the whole of Africa. And I think I'm the best qualified person to do that. So I think my experience, having been at Barclays and looking after West Africa, helped as well. I also grew up in East Africa. So all those things came together to make it possible for me to pitch for having the franchise, the distribution license for the whole of 48 African countries. And that's been very exciting. But Nigeria is so huge that we've spent so much of our time doing games in Nigeria. We've done a Lagos edition, we've done a Nigeria centenary, we've done the Cross River edition, stunning, showing all the landmarks and the historic sites. And then we're just about to launch our first edition outside Nigeria, which is the Accra edition of Monopoly. And of course, we want to make sure African countries across the continent can have their own edition. Imagine a Kenyan edition, Nairobi, Dar es Salaam, Rwanda. We're very, very excited about the possibilities, and we need to partner with Africans across the continent to make sure that happens. But we talked at the beginning about the difficulties, devaluation of the Naira, the difficulties of access to foreign exchange and so on. All businesses have got to have a complete shift in their mindset. I love the campaign of Buy Naija, Grow the Naira. It's the only way. So I am going to do everything I can to start to use local content in everything that I do. I think if we all do that, we can strengthen our currency and strengthen our economy as well. We have some great stories about people's experiences with Monopoly. For example, a friend of mine was playing with her two children, her 12-year-old and her 8-year-old. And the 12-year-old went to the restroom, and the 8-year-old very furtively stole his money. Now, I thought it was hilarious, but she said it was more than that. It wasn't fun. It wasn't for fun. So she saw something in him that she had not quite noticed, because there's hardly any time nowadays for families to sit down together and observe behavior and so on. So she felt that she just saw that he could cheat. And that was the first time that they had a family discussion about cheating and stealing. She said she would have missed it. It was more than just the normal fun in a game where someone takes somebody else's thing. Another story was a grandfather playing with his grandson, because Monopoly is 85 years old. So the grandfather had played as well. And she said her son had never had time to interact with his grandfather. They just pop in briefly and never sit down to do anything. And he went around the Lagos board told them he was involved in building Ido Terminus and this bridge, and he knew every landmark. And for the first time, they were really, really engaged. So that was nice to know that it's for the elderly, it's for the young. Another interesting story was a parent playing with her children. She bought Banana Island in her first time she landed on it. Her children were quietly buying places in Yabai, in Shoki, and so on. She was bankrupt very quickly. Monopoly is full of real lessons. If you try to grow too fast, you'll be bankrupt. It tells you about saving, investing, the importance of starting slowly over time, and saving, buying property, buying stock, paying your salary, paying your taxes. It's just got so many powerful messages in it. So it's something that we love to do. And we're very excited because just a few months ago, Lagos State has officially recognized Monopoly as an official sport, which is like Scrabble and chess. So we can now go into the schools with our partners and talk about saving and investing right from schools all the way to the youth corps camp. So that's been very exciting. Well, looking at my path, from my banking career, when you're in those sorts of corporate careers at senior levels, it's quite a major jump to get off that treadmill and the golden handcuffs and go into entrepreneurship. So I probably thought I was going to be a banker for my whole career. So it's very, very exciting to me, and it's one of the most fulfilling things I did to leave that and embrace entrepreneurship. I look forward to writing many more books. I look forward to creating editions of Monopoly across the continent and partnering with others. I realize I cannot do it myself. It's such a huge mandate. So I'm looking for young Africans across the continent to create editions of Monopoly for their own cities. And what am I looking for? I'm looking for great new opportunities. I'm just watching out right now for the opportunities because I know they're huge. I just have to be there at the right time. So for young people doing interesting things, I went recently to see the pitch of some new entrepreneurs looking at getting new investors. Fantastic ideas they had, just amazing ideas. They're all available for us to just look at them and support these young businesses, because all they need is they've got the idea, they need the support, mentorship, the networks, and of course the finance. So I'm very, very interested in supporting new businesses as they come on. Hi, my name is Nimi Akinkugbe. I'm the CEO of Bestman Games. We're the African distributors of customized editions of Hasbro's Monopoly board game. Don't forget to follow me on Money Matters with Nimi on all our platforms. We'd love to hear from you.